Excellent customer service is very important.
Customers want to feel that you respect them, that you are there for them.
Just making sure the customer is satisfied.
I like the fact that I can communicate personally, not just over the phone.
At the end of the day, they know that they have that one person they can actually call on.
You want to treat that person how you would want to be treated.
We work 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. I try to make every experience a wow experience for the customer.
Good evening, Bahamas. You're tuned into MB12 Weekend, broadcasting from Cable 12 Studios on Robinson Road. Coming up tonight in news, as the PLP prepares for its November convention, there are calls for the FNM to hold another before the 2017 election. Another man murdered overnight. How the National Training Agency is navigating the job market with Baha Mars delay, plus why men should not fear their doctor's fingers. I'm Paige McCartney. We've got those stories and more straight ahead on MB12 Weekend. Welcome once again to MB12. Progressive Liberal Party Chairman Bradley Roberts says Prime Minister Perry Christie is a strong leader who knows how to win. Roberts was responding to Christie's recent declaration that he will run again for leader of the party. When asked if he believes Christie will defeat any challengers, Roberts said he does not want to get involved in that. It's unclear if anyone will challenge Christie for the leadership position during the PLP's national convention in November. Deputy Prime Minister Philip Davis and Tourism Minister Obi Wilchcombe have both said they are ready to lead the party, but only if Christie steps down. Meantime, on the opposition side, former FNM MP and Cabinet Minister Phenton Neymour says despite last year's conclave, the FNM needs to hold another convention ahead of the 2017 general election. Last November, Long Island MP and former FNM Deputy Leader Loretta Butler Turner challenged FNM leader Dr. Hubert Minnis for that party's top post, but Neymour says the FNM is more than just its leader.
This is not about leadership. A convention is about a political organization going into an election, being well-oiled and prepare to fight their opponents.
Although the FNM's constitution mandates a convention be held every 2 years, Deputy Leader Peter Turnquest has said it's unlikely the party will hold another one before the next election. While Minnis has some strong support within the party, many have questioned his leadership capabilities and whether the current leadership team is strong enough to defeat the PLP. Neymour says the FNM has a lot of internal issues that can only be ironed out during a convention.
What is most important is the views of the Bahamian people. Do they see us as being well-oiled? If they don't, then we have a problem. What is important is that we address the issues that the Bahamians want us to address, and to get behind us this issue of leadership, because the FNM is not about one person. It's about a collective group who have a similar view as to how this country ought to be governed.
And as the PLP prepares for a possible leadership battle, Minnis has said it makes no difference who leads the PLP into the next election because the FNM will remove the party from power. Neymour agreed, asserting the FNM is a better option than what he called a clownish Christie administration.
They are not governing this country in a responsible manner. They are not cohesive. They do not have a clear and focused platform. The FNM must be able to show the Bahamian people that we have a platform and that we are committed to executing the plans that the Bahamian people want us to do. And the only way we can do it is through a convention and demonstrating who these people are and that they are given the authority and the resources to execute those plans.
And from the crime beat, a man was gunned down in the Palmdale area early this morning. It's the second murder reported in less than 24 hours. Reports are that just after 4 a.m., a man was standing in the parking lot of a nightclub on Madeira Street when the occupants of a blue Honda pulled up and shot him before speeding off. The man was rushed to hospital in critical condition where he later succumbed to his injuries. His death marks the 109th homicide for the year. Just yesterday, a man was shot in the head during an altercation at the high-end Palm Key community. He died on the scene. And police want your help in finding 41-year-old Eugene Ernest Ellis of South Street, Matthewtown, Inagua. He was reported missing by his family last Sunday. Ellis has a dark brown complexion and was last seen at his home wearing dark brown sweatpants, a gray t-shirt, and a camouflage hat and brown shoes. If you know where Eugene Ellis is, police want you to contact them at 328-TIPS. Well, a well-known international evangelist says he knows what the Bahamas has to do to tackle the crime scourge and other social ills. Evangelist Claudius Morgan is on the island for the Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventist Church Gospel Crusade and says the Bahamas is just like its regional counterparts, struggling with crime, violence, and a weakened economy. He said it's up to the leaders of the country to steer its citizens in the right direction.
But Bahamas is like any other part of the world. And what we face in St. Vincent is what they face here. A lot of nominal Christianity. Folks go to church, but they are not really grounded. We have a lot of criminal activity, a lot of young people getting involved in pornography and things like that, and so on. And more or less, the demons, our enemies, are really having a field day across the Caribbean, across the world, when it comes to our young people and them serving God. It's a privilege, a pleasure. It's a great thing to be a Christian and to serve God.
He had this message for the country's leaders.
Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach. Where there's no vision, the people perish. The leaders of the country must seek God, must move the nation to God, must uphold righteousness, Adultery is not righteousness. You understand what I'm saying? Gambling is not righteousness. This might upset some people, but even gay marriage is not righteousness. As far as the Bible is concerned, it doesn't fit what the Bible talks about. So if I would talk to the leaders of the country is to uphold righteousness. If you want your nation, if you want crime to decrease, if you want poverty to be decreased, then you have to uphold righteousness.
Well, the multi-billion-dollar Baha Mar project was expected to create thousands of jobs for Bahamians, but with the troubled development no closer to opening its doors, there are no vacant posts to fill. It's a reality that officials at the National Training Agency have had to face, considering many of its trainees had hoped to one day be employed by Baha Mar. Here's Jasmine Brown.
While she says the National Training Agency officials were hopeful about the jobs Baha Mar would have created, she insists they've done what they can to reroute those interested in getting jobs. She says while it's definitely not good news for the job market, it hasn't slowed interest from those desperately seeking employment.
No. None at all. People are still coming in for the training, like I said.
Marcel says the truth of the matter is many trainees enter the program looking to eventually be hired by Baha Mar.
Often they used to ask me, are you training for Baha Mar? And I would say no. We provide training for them to be able to work in their nation.
She adds that while there are no longer jobs being created by its opening, they are still able to assist their graduates in finding employment.
They are getting hired in all the places we say Bahamians should be hired, but that they don't want to go, and we are breaking that mold. Okay? And they're going to a variety of places. They're going to the cost rights and super values and Solomon's and doctors' hospitals and the hospital authority and the hotels, the other hotels. So it's work we are doing to benefit no particular employer.
According to Marcel, between January and September of this year, 135 graduates were interviewed for jobs, 80 were hired, and more than 60 took part in internship programs.
We are very proud of the fact that a number of NTA trainees are getting hired.
The NTA was launched in July 2013 and has been touted by the Christie administration as a much-needed training facility for those who need to sharpen their skills for the job market. The government allocated $1 million to start up the agency and hopes to train up to 2,500 people annually. When it was initially launched, 990 trainees were enrolled in the program. Marcel says the interest in the program is still very much there.
They are responding in a way that we haven't seen young people respond in a while. They are excited. They come out to all their training. They know they can't miss training, or we drop them from the program. They get no money, and they are doing this for them. They want something. They want a certificate to hold. They want to know when they go to an employer, like us with our degrees and stuff, they also have something they can say, this shows you what I would have done.
On Thursday night, 200 trainees graduated from the training agency during a special ceremony. The group is the fourth set of trainees to leave the program since it was launched. Reporting for NV12, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Stay with us. Coming up later in news, hear the story of a woman suffering with an illness that many Bahamians are prone to have. Plus, men, why it's important for you to stay up to date with your prostate exams. Those stories and more when we come right back.